When it comes to jump and shoot, man, there's a whole lot of jumping, and you know, there is a lot of shooting as well, but we can talk about that later. Today, we're talking about the stupidest jump from every Mega Man game 1 through 11, and a bonus game for all my crippling alcoholic viewers out there: take a shot every time I say jump. Good luck. Quick disclaimer before we get into the willy-nilly, this video is about the stupidest jump from every Mega Man game and not the most difficult jump from every Mega Man game. Maybe someday far into the future I'll make a video on the most difficult jump from every Mega Man game, but until then I don't want to see any morons in the comment section trying to tell me that I forgot a difficult jump, because I didn't. Also, in all seriousness for a second, I don't think I've said this in any of my videos recently, but these videos are all meant entirely for entertainment and not necessarily complex game analysis, so to all you nerds out there watching, you can put your clipboard down and relax for a few minutes. Everything will be okay, I promise. Come on, I wouldn't lie to you. Anyway, now that I've achieved the world record for the longest disclaimer ever, let's get started. Mega Man 1 is known for being fairly stupid throughout the lands of niche internet communities, but if you're asking me, I think those guys are the ones that are stupid. Mega Man 1 is incredibly fun and never fails to be an enjoyable experience. However, those weird internet freaks might have a point. Mega Man 1 has the most vastly different jumping mechanics out of all the games, but luckily the game is still polished enough for this not to matter unless you pause the game midair or get hit by an enemy midair, or actually that's about it. The magnet beam luckily makes its first appearance in this game though, which makes most of the challenging jumps literally non-existent. Like, this entire section of Iceman stage is just obsolete now, but I expect them to patch this in the next update. There are two jumps in this game that have always stood out to me as stupid, with the first being this area of Electman stage. What a fitting first impression for this frustratingly vertical stage. Not only are these jumps already hard to make, but you also have these stupid floor jerks making sure that no fun is had within the confines of this room. Yet somehow, despite pure evil using this section of Electman stage as a vacation spot, there's still an even worse set of jumps, being these from Wily 1. Now, I'm not sure if these are frame perfect or pixel perfect or what, but these jumps are blatantly stupid. They're hard enough to make on their own, but what makes them even worse are these giant fire pillars that make it literally impossible to successfully complete these jumps. Even to this day, not a single human being has ever made it farther than this area in Mega Man 1, which is why these jumps are the stupidest. Mega Man 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, but that's because Mega Man 2 is a perfect video game. Despite its perfection, there are still a couple of jumps who aren't very intelligent, but those are few and far between. Before we get into that, let's take a look at a few brilliant jumps who are frequently misunderstood by slow-witted individuals. The Heatman block puzzle jumps are actually really easy, believe it or not. I know some people think this block puzzle is hard, but some people are horrible at Mega Man. This is one of those sections where it's tricky the first couple of times you try it, but if you can successfully get through this once, you'll probably never die here again. Unless you like sneeze or something, but I don't see why that's worth bringing up. The jumps you gotta perform while escaping the wrath of this dragon are maybe kind of difficult when he first shows up and you get that initial lag spike, but if I'm being honest, only noobs die here. The only truly stupid jump for Mega Man 2 is a speedrun only strat that requires intensely precise inputs and at least a Mangekyo Sharingan. The jump I'm referring to is of course the legendary Airman jumps on top of these ugly goblins. I'm not sure if these are exactly pixel perfect, but by golly, they may as well be, because they're more precise than they are stupid, and they're really stupid. This might not seem like too stupid of a jump, considering you don't even really have to go for it, but if you ever do go for these cursed jumps, you'll inevitably learn that these are the stupidest jumps from Mega Man 2. Mega Man 3, in my opinion, is the most difficult Mega Man game of the original NES hexology, which would mean is probably more likely to have stupid jumps. But really, it doesn't mean that at all, because my collected data is inadvertently flawed. Now, Mega Man 3's Rush Jet, in all honesty, makes every single jump a little bit less stupid, but we're gonna grade these jumps using a bell curve to counteract this phenomenon. Every single jump in Magnet Man stage is stupid, and especially the block puzzle jumps. I hate that magnets change the physics of my jump, and that I hate this entire gimmick, but this is not the stupidest jump in Mega Man 3. That honor would have to lie within the end of Snake Man stage with these cloud platforms. These platforms are stupid and glitchy and make this section a lot harder than it has any right to be. These jumps would already be quite a bit stupid with these weird little bullet things trying to take you out, but the glitchiness and lag from Mega Man 3 all amalgamates into this horrible section which contains by far the stupidest jump from Mega Man 3. Mega Man 4 is super underrated and has a serious deficiency of stupidity in the jumping department. I've heard people say that the grasshopper section over spikes is hard, but no it isn't. This is a section that looks a lot scarier than it really is, but it honestly feels like an easier version of the Heatman block puzzle, which is already easy, so any jump outside in Toadman stage is pretty stupid, but we all know the stupidest jump from Mega Man 4 is this one from Drillman stage. Seriously, what the heck is going on here? Who's the wise guy behind this small portion of level design? I'm asking for a friend, of course. I don't really care. Mega Man 5 is the only Mega Man game to have an entire anime written about it. Well, as long as we're not counting Mega Man 8's cutscenes, which you shouldn't. There's a fair chunk of difficult jumps within this game, but the majority of them do not seem unfair or stupid. The Wily and Proto Man Castle stages have a large handful of challenging areas, but if you're asking me, I'd say these are exactly as difficult as they should be. It's the castle stages, for crying out loud. Just get good, you nerdy noobs. Stone Man stage has these spinny platforms, but these are not only easy to navigate, but also very fun. Plus, as Mega Man spins around, you get to take a gander at his robo butt. What I'd say are the stupidest jumps from Mega Man 5, though, are definitely the Crystal Man jumps from the stupid falling crystal section. Okay, first of all, can someone please stop this crystal leak? I mean, my goodness, we're probably losing millions of dollars in crystals every time someone plays this stage. The Facebook astrology groups are gonna freak out when they see this. You can use the super arrow to cheese this section, but that's technically skipping all the stupid jumps, which is a great idea considering these are obviously the stupidest jumps for Mega Man 5. Mega Man 6 had 5 previous games on the exact same console to work from in terms of level design, which means there should be a large stupidity deficiency. The first jump that leaps to everyone's mind at the mention of Mega Man 6 has got to be the secret passage in Mr. X Stage 1, which I've already discussed in my Stupid Spike video. This jump is very difficult, but it's for a secret passage in one of the final levels of the game, which makes me feel like the difficulty is fairly placed. Besides, if anything is stupid about this section, it would be those darn spikes. Windman's level has quite a few jumps that would probably not be able to tell you left from right if you gave them 6 tries, but in my opinion, the stupidest jumps in all of Mega Man 6 have got to be from Centaur Man stage. Now, these jumps aren't all that hard to pull off, but the problem is, there's water in the sky? I already have trouble in water levels when the water follows basic logic and stays on the ground, but Centaur Man stage just reminds me that I lack the engineering degree to properly get through this level, which makes me feel stupid, and that isn't right. I shouldn't feel stupid because I'm not stupid at all. It's the jump that's stupid. Yeah, that's right. Take that, you jump. You're the stupidest jump from Mega Man 6. While the NES jumps are certainly the most notorious in terms of difficulty, I personally have trouble with the later games more so than the NES ones, but really, if I'm being honest, neither are difficult and neither are the jumps. But anyway, speaking of jumps, if I get one more stupid comment, I'm going to jump through the camera and into your house and beat you up in real life. Mega Man 7, the first Mega Man game on the Super Nintendo. If you don't count the Mega Man X games. I've seen a lot of people say they hate this game, but I think it's very underrated. Not as underrated as Mega Man 4, of course, but, you know, two things can be underrated. There are a lot of stupid jumps in this game, though, with one of my least favorite being in Burst Man stage, where you have to wait for the water to go up and down. That's stupid, but I've talked about this section of Burst Man stage way too much recently, so I'm not talking about it again. Jumping on the logs in Slash Man stage is really weird, but I think this is technically a case of stupid platforms and not stupid jumps. Guts Man stage gets a remix in Wily 1 where the lights turn out a bunch, and these jumps are certainly very stupid, but I think you're supposed to have difficult jumping challenges in the Wily stages, so I don't know, get good, I guess. But I hate this jumping Cloud Man stage. Move out of the way, you stupid enemy, move! Move! I know I can just shoot this guy, but then it'll start raining and I don't want to turn into a pile of rust, so I will not be doing that. Instead, I'll just make a YouTube video and complain about how this is the stupidest jump for Mega Man 7. Yeah, that'll show him. Mega Man 8 has a lot of stupid features, but the stupidest jumps are every jump that annoying voice tells me to make. I hate jump, jump, slide, slide. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do, jump, jump, slide, slide. I hate you. Rockman and Forte is an extremely intelligent game that lacks any poor design whatsoever. But what's the big idea with the Mega Man version of this stupid boss fight? You really expect me to make these stupid jumps the entire fight while you actively blind me and destroy the platforms I need to survive? You're out of your mind! You are out of your mind! You're insane! You need to be locked up! You need to be locked up in the psych ward! Mega Man 9 is an amazing return to form for the Mega Man franchise, featuring the return of stupid jumps. Plug Man stage has a couple of dumb ones, but they aren't too bad, and everyone else thinks these Jewel Man sections are stupid, but I think these are easy. Maybe these Wily 1 jumps are stupid, because what if I run out of tornadoes? Do I just cry? Maybe throw up? Maybe pee my pants? What I think are truly the stupidest jumps in Mega Man 9, though, are without a doubt these weird rotisserie chicken-style jumps in Tornado Man stage. These are certainly cool, and I do enjoy playing this section of the game, but also at the same time, when I die, they're really stupid and I hate them. I normally just jump over and over on top of them to avoid spinning around at all, but every now and then I get a little bit stuck and mess up the timing, which is stupid, so these are the stupidest jumps for Mega Man 9. Mega Man 10, or as I like to call it Mega Man 9 2, doesn't have a lot of stupid jumps, but the few it has are super stinkers. Some people complain about the conveyor belt section and the Wily stages, but I beat this on my first try without dying, so literally a skill issue. Personally, I really hate it in Commando Man stage when the sandstorm approaches, because half the time I do it just fine without dying and feel like a professional player, and the other 70% of the time I immediately die and start crying. So this jump is the stupidest. I hate it. It's stupid. Mega Man 11, the final Mega Man game to ever release. Don't tell anyone, but I'm saying this so that Capcom releases Mega Man 12 because I know they watch my channel and would love to make every single one of my videos completely obsolete. Most of the jumps in Mega Man 11 are pretty easy just because you can use the speed gear if you're having trouble with any part of the game. The jumps in Tundra Man stage can be annoying if you aren't careful, but honestly, I think these jumps are just fun. I do think that every single jump in Wily 1 is stupid though. The best thing to do is just use Impact Man's weapon to skip past the entire thing, but I hate all of these jumps. More specifically, I'd say this jump right here is the stupidest jump in Mega Man 11. So that concludes the stupidest jump from every Mega Man game, or should I say, the jumps that got us all the most hoppin' mad. Okay, I'll leave. I get it, guys. You can't